So this is just a sample of some of the signals that we look at, and I'm just going to briefly describe some of them. For example, two of them, that is the first ones we look at, is the document background and the document shape. This means like how the overall image of the document looks like and whether it looks similar to the documents that we know how they should look like, the same specimens. And we do that for the front and the back. And we also look at the shape of the document. We do look at the borders and try to find whether there's something in the borders that is suspicious for shape fraud, that we call it. Some other kinds of, we do something similar for portraits. We train models and we look at anomalies only for the portrait area of the documents, because we know that fraudsters like to either change the photos or create deepfakes for the photos, and sometimes they are very creative and it's very difficult to catch it, but we train particular models just to look at that region of the document. Similarly, we look at the font anomalies. So we extract all the characters in the document and we analyze the fonts, and we look whether there's anomalies in the shape, on the type font, on the size, on the spacing. So there's some of the different signals, for example. Something interesting as well regarding to characters that we extract is that sometimes fraudsters forget to remove some characters from the photos that they send that tell us that the document is actually not a legitimate one. For example, here the word specimen could tell us that, okay, this is not a real document. So we also look at that. This is very trivial, but surprisingly catches many cases. Some more interesting rules are hidden rules, that we call it, that happen between the numbers of the documents and sometimes the date of birth or the date of issue. So there needs to be some relation between all the numbers that appear in the document that Veriff knows, because we have a huge database with all the information about the different specimens from different countries. So we use also that information. For example, similar to this information, we have the issue date in rate, so we can know whether a particular specimen, a particular serial number of specimens, of a specimen was issued in a given date range, and we can use that as another signal. Also, some specimens have barcodes or have MRZ zones where the information is duplicated in different parts of the document, so we are able to cross-reference all the information extracted to make sure that it matches and that there's nothing suspicious in or they didn't modify any of the fields. And finally, we also look at the signatures of the documents.